The Badrinath and the Kedarnath are two major centers of pilgrimage atop the mountains of Uttarakhand. They are shut during the winter months. Both centers are closely associated with Adi Shankaracharya, the scholar who revived Vedic scholarship about 1200 years ago. Adi Shankaracharya was one who identified pilgrim spots and connected intellectual Hinduism, Gyan Marg, with the emotional Hinduism, Bhakti Marg. Along with Gangotri and Yamunotri, the traditional sources of Ganga and Yamuna, the Badrinath and the Kedarnath form the Choti Char Dham or the minor 4-point pilgrimage. The Badi Char Dham, also established by Adi Shankaracharya at the four corners of India. In the east, there is Puri, where Vishnu takes form of Jagannath. In the south, there is Rameshwaram, where Vishnu as Ram worships Shiva. In the west, there is Dwarika, where Vishnu as Krishna serves as a guardian. And in the north, it is Badrinath, where Vishnu meditates under the berry or the Badari tree, symbol of his consort Lakshmi. While Badrinath is closely associated with Vishnu, Kedarnath is associated with Shiva. Adi Shankaracharya, in all probability, was familiar with the traditional rivalry between those who worshipped Shiva and those who worshipped Vishnu. Growing up in the south, he was probably exposed to the songs of the Vishnu worshipping Alavars and the Shiva worshipping Nayanmars. Adi Shankaracharya would know that Shiva was the hermit who is turned into a householder by Sati, while Vishnu is the householder whose detached engagement as Ram, the king, and Krishna, the kingmaker, makes him a hermit. Adi Shankaracharya would have also known that Shiva is associated with ash and Vishnu with water and sandal paste. Shiva is associated with horizontal marks, while Vishnu is associated with vertical mark. Shiva is offered raw milk and bilva leaves. Vishnu is offered butter and tulsi leaves. Shiva is linked to the relentless Ganga and Vishnu to the forlorn Yamuna. Vishnu and Yamuna are visualized as black, while Shiva and Ganga are visualized as white. Adi Shankaracharya amalgamated these complementary and competitive agamas or temple traditions with the Nigama tradition of Vedic hymns and Upanishadic ideas when he established the long and the short Char Dham circuits. Badrinath and Kedarnath are linked to the epic Mahabharata. After the Pandavas win the war at Kurukshetra, they are filled with remorse and guilt at the act of killing their cousins and hundreds of soldiers. No amount of intellectual rationalization and practical considerations provided by Krishna helped them cope with this emotional distress. To find peace, the 5 brothers with their wife Draupadi went to the Himalayas, to the place where Shiva enabled the heavenly Ganga to flow on the earth. It was the spot where the lofty heavenly beliefs, Gyan Yoga, are transformed to practical behaviors, Karma Yoga. Here they found Shiva in the form of a bull and sought repetitive form their emotional crisis. But Shiva, the bull, ran and the Pandavas, determined to find a solution, had to chase him. Shiva, the bull, tried to escape underground, but Bhim took hold of his hump and spotted him from disappearing from the earth. This hump became the Shivalinga worshipped at Kedarnath. Later, after establishing Dharma on earth, the Pandavas renounced society and returned back to the Himalayas. They kept climbing the mountains, hoping to find a doorway to Swarg or Indra's paradise. On the way, they reached a place where they found Vishnu meditating under a berry tree. This spot is Badrinath. Here, Vishnu also took the dual form of Narayana, the primal teacher, and Nara, the primal student, who later manifested as Krishna and Arjuna. In art, Narayana is seen as a four-armed mendicant who is associated with a deer. Nara is seen as having two arms, wearing a deer skin, and is associated with a tiger. This suggests that Narayan was a wise hermit and Nara was probably a king who sought wisdom. The two were inseparable. There are stories wherein the two go to war against a demon who wore 1,000 pieces of armor. Narayana serves as the charioteer while Nara the archer. They manage to shatter 999 armors, but when the Kalpa or the lifetime of the world draws to a close, the Asura is reborn as Karna in the third quarter or the Dwapar Yug of the next Kalpa. To kill him, Narayana is born as Krishna and Nara is born as Arjuna. These stories from the Mahabharata, this association of Adi Shankaracharya and the complementary nature of Shiva and Vishnu, Ganga and Yamuna, and the pilgrim routes connecting the mountains and the rivers and the four corners of India reveal the yearning in Hinduism to connect the disconnected. If disconnection is Viyog, then connection is Yog. If disconnection is Vedana or yearning, connection is established as knowledge or the Vedas. Thank you.